Yo, welcome rivals. I'm Mr. Rosa Pony, a TFT Challenger player, and today we're gonna take a look at the strengthening modules. We're gonna do a tier list so you know exactly what to pick to get rank 1. So let's jump right in. We are again in my Excel spreadsheet. The link is in the description down below. We're going to do a classic tier list. In S tier, I only want to put modules that basically can guarantee you, if you get them at a certain point, that you will be top 3. We will be starting with Rocket Raccoon, where he has the module that is giving him increased magazine capacity and increases his repair duration and healing limit. And I would say there's lots and lots of better strengthening modules for supports, so we are going to put him to C tier. Then we are having Loki, where his regeneration cooldown gets decreased by 18 seconds. The force field is giving another 100 health. I would say this is about B tier, because there is one Loki one that is definitely A tier, and this one is way better than that one. And this is this one, where you reduce the cooldown of the doppelganger, you increase it to 2, and you boost the healing bonus, and this is definitely an A tier support module. Then we're having Jeff, with currently the only module that is giving you economy, where if you eat more than 3 of your enemies with Jeff, you have a chance to spawn a module, and that means you gain between 5 to 15 gold, and this, if you can pick it early, is extremely strong and can almost guarantee you a top 3 if you have a proper win streak team and combine that, so that one is S tier. We are having the other one from Jeff, where he fires 2 additional water columns, and this is also insanely strong, because if you get that in round 1 or in round 6, it can help you to win streak and not lose any health early game, because it's basically a 200% damage multiplier, because you just double his columns, and in the early game when they are not as squishy, this really slaps, so it's also S tier. Sorry to interrupt, but short self-promotion is needed. Currently 92% of the people watching the videos are not subscribed to the channel, so let's make a deal. You watch this video all the way to the end, and if you learned something new, then you have to subscribe. Then next up, we are having Invisible Woman with the Vortex cooldown. This is her like CC ability, I would say. And that one is extremely bad. There's almost no use case for it. So we are going to put it into F tier. But the other one from Invisible Woman, where she's increasing the Guardian Shield, giving more max health and more heal, is really strong, just as strong as the Loki Doppelganger one. And definitely a solid pick if you're looking for a strength module for your strategy. Now we are having Luna Snow, where she basically gets more CC by that module, and this is also not well used, also F tier. Then we are having Cloak and Dagger, where the Veil of Sky gets like more lower cooldown and more range, and this one I would say is like mediocre. It's comparable with the Raccoon. Like if it's your only choice and the other ones is even worse, then you can pick it, but it's not like your main reason where you want to go there. Then the other one for Luna Snow is also pretty bad, I would say, and I'm gonna put it into C tier. So if you remember our hero list video, Luna Snow in itself is sadly not that good of a healer, because there's just other ones that can do everything she does better. Now we are having Adam Warlock, where he increases his ultimate ability, so it gives more health after the rest, and you have an invincible timer that will allow you to basically heal your team full, and that one is definitely S tier. Mantis Natural Protection. Mantis in itself as a character is not that strong, and this will not make her so strong that she provides anything meaningful to the team, so it's gonna go straight into F tier. The other Mantis one is the same, it's not usable, also F. Then we're having Ultron, where he reduces his firewall to shield. It is okay, but it will not give you any power spike for your team, so I'm gonna put it into C. Other one from Ultron, where his giant drone gets put, it's a little bit better, and I'm gonna put it into B tier. It's comparable to the Loki. Then we are having the Rocket Raccoon one, where he can get more of his rest beacons out, especially with Penny Parker in a combination. This is decent, so I'm gonna put it into B tier. Then we are having Adam Warlock, where after a rest, all the teammates are doing 80% extra damage for 5 seconds, and here it depends. So if you buy that by itself, it's usually bad. If you already own this one and then buy this one, it's really strong. So since it's not sticking up by itself, I'm going to put it into A tier. But if you have that one as well, then it's basically S tier. Now for Cloak and Dagger. It basically allows you to be in the light and the dark form at the same time. It is pretty decent and it's definitely best strengthening module for Cloak and Dagger, but it's not as good as compared to other one. Now we're having a duelist with Wolverine, where he refreshed his cooldown after dealing 800 damage, and that damage is pretty easy picked in the late game. And if you have both of them, like the other one as well, it's really strong. And if you only have one, I would say he's not popping off. So I would put it into B tier actually, because you need two. Like it's a heavy investment if you want this to work. Then next up we are having Bucky, where he basically stacks his ultimate ability higher and higher for every time he's winning a match. And that one is crazy good. Like if you do that properly, you're gonna one shot basically, or one combo both 6 Vanguards, and it's definitely S tier. And then the other one, where his ultimate ability gets more range, I would say this is decent by in itself. It's not that good. You will need, if you want to play Bucky, you will need to get that one early, and that one is just like a nice to have, but not that crazy. So we're gonna put that into C tier. Then let's go for Hela. Hela is an S tier character, and if you get both of her strengthening modules, she slaps really crazy. But if you only have one, it's not a power spike, so we're gonna put it into A tier. Then we are having Venom, where whenever he does damage with his ultimate, 10% of that damage is being stacked over all the rounds to a max of 1200, and this is a strengthening module. Once you get that at like around level 11, you can pop off really strong, because in the early games you don't always do your ult, so it's not too stack heavy, and you can start stacking that from 11, and by the time you're like 23, 24, when you're going into the last final rankings, you will be fully stacked. So S tier definitely. Then we are having the Punisher. Those two are okay, but not that great. This one is way better than that one. I would say this one is about C tier, and this one is about B tier. It's not too bad. If you purchase one of them and he's like your off damage dealer and not your solo damage dealer, it's okay. Next up we are having Spider-Man, where his ultimate in itself is just really bad at the moment, so we can only put it into F tier, because you do not want to run Spider-Man at the moment. And the bonus, even though if it reads well, it's just not performing. Then we're having Storm, where she basically gives your team faster buffs by this. It is okay, but it is not like the Storm strength module that you're looking for. That one here with the trigger to chain lightning paired with the duelist attack speed modules that you're buying, it's actually pretty strong. So this one is probably only like a S tier, but this one is definitely A tier. Then next up we are having Star-Lord. Similar to Spider-Man, he as a character is so weak that those also don't matter much in the meta, and they're also gonna go straight down to F tier. Same goes for Scarlet Witch here, and for the other Spider-Man one as well. Now let's go to Squirrel Girl. She has 2 strengthening modules. Both of them paired together are extremely strong, similar to Hela. If you want, you can run her as a solo DPS if you have both of them, especially the one that is triggering the bounces can give you a lot of AoE damage. So similar to Hela, they are all A tier. Then we're having Hawkeye. This is again an F tier for us, because he as a character itself is just not performing. So buying his modules also makes sense. The same goes for Scarlet Witch here. For Psylocke, if you have the combination of both and you run an assassin comp, it can work really well. But if you only buy one of them, or you're not running an assassin comp, it's useless. But it does have its use cases where it's actually worth buying. So we're going to put it into B. Now we're having Iron Man, where you're increasing his ultimate base damage, like the weaker one of Iron Man's strength modules, but it still helps a lot with getting your one-shot combo online, so we're going to put it into A tier. Next up we are having Moon Knight, where he reduces his cooldown and he gets the pull range on it. And I would say this one is definitely S tier, because this one allows you to disposition and play versus players that are clumped, and it has some really strong use cases, especially if the people are stacking it. And the other one is just increasing his damage a little bit. It's fine, but not, I would say, like the must-have have if you want to play Moon Knight. There are better ones, so I'm gonna put that into beer. And here's the Iron Man module that I wanted to talk about, where you basically every time when your teammate is dying, you get extra damage and health, and this way you can combine this really easy with Adam Warlock and stack Iron Man so high that he is one-shotting everything, even a fully stacked Venom. So this one is definitely an S tier module. Okay, now I want to finish off with the Black Widow, because this module is also S tier, where every time when she gets a final hit, she stacks damage, makes her incredible as long as you get her in the early rounds, because this is also working for the PvE rounds. So yeah, if you can get that early and stack it, she's gonna be a menace. So definitely S tier. And since I kind of underestimated how many strengthening modules there are, I will finish that tier list offline, and then of course in the link down below you can take a look at the final one, because I do have to change the sizing a bit. You will probably have to scroll to get all the data proper, but I will order it there. If you still have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and as always, cheers and see you in the next one.